You got to be kidding. I would never again, never make the mistake again of getting comfortable. Mind you, when I got that job that I was fired from, I had started a whole new career. That's when I got my CDL. And that was the first real opportunity that I had when I have my CDL, right? And I made the mistake of thinking, that I was the mascot, that everybody loved me around that motherfucker. And I saw who was who. I saw the shady motherfuckers and everything. But I said to myself, nah. And then, the person that was supposedly in charge, HR, was so cool with my motherfucking ass. I made the mistake of thinking these were my people, my friends. First of all, if you don't go to Thanksgiving dinner with these motherfuckers, they're not your people and they're not your friends. And I'm saying that, and I don't even celebrate that Thanksgiving shit, but I'm saying if these are not people that you dine with and you spend your holidays with, they're not your friends. You feel me? And even when you do spend your holidays and dine with people, it's like, why would you give so much loyalty? This is what I tell my fellow, I'll be politically correct, African Americans. You trust in people that don't even trust each other. I watch Court TV and I watch IDTV and I watch all of that shit. I watch Snapped. I see these motherfuckers off each other. They were off their own spouse after 30 years of marriage when the going gets tough for some insurance money. What the fuck you think they'll do to your black ass? Think about it. These motherfuckers were off their own fucking spouses for $250,000 in insurance. Because the nigga done lost his job or lost his 401k. And now he about to lose his fucking mind. And if he don't off them for the insurance money, he just kill everybody, the whole family. I'm gonna kill you, the kids, and myself. All y'all motherfuckers gotta go. We all gotta go because I'm broke. Okay? Now, if you belong to one of their little clubs, their little Masonic clubs and the so-called real Freemasons, you don't even know who they are. They move in shadows. But these guys out here that wear the rings and the t-shirts and call themselves Freemason, even them, who's to say the bitch that fired me back there a couple of years ago on that job, she could have been an Eastern Star. But even she had someone to answer to, okay? She might have been head of HR for this particular division before she got her promotion. That's another story. You get a promotion. Yeah. Let's say she was an Eastern Star. Let's say and we already know her boss was goddamn so-called Freemason club. He was in the little lodge, right? Of course she got a life. She gonna lie for me. She gonna tell the truth and save my job? No, she gonna save her own fucking job. She got a kid and a family. She don't give a fuck about my black ass. She wouldn't give a fuck about me if I was Snow White either. The point is, don't be stupid enough to think that, like I told my son-in-law, I said, look, yeah. At the end of the day, don't take that shit for granted. You got a good job and you think it's, they love you around there, easy peasy. Nah, bullshit. Your black ass is expendable. They'll look out for each other before they look out for your black ass. But even when the going gets tough, they will slice each other's throat to save their own fucking ass. Don't be misled. Don't be lulled into a sense of security. There is no job security in corporate. None. Blue collar, white collar, fucking black collar. There's no job security. You make your own security by being a hustler at heart. Hustling used to mean back in the day selling drugs. No, hustling doesn't mean that. Hustling is a state of mind. You got to know how to switch, to move around and change your hat at the drop of the dime. You got to be able to speak with the CEOs, and you got to be able to also bring the fucking lingo to the hood and speak with these motherfuckers. Wherever the bread is at, you got to know how to fucking move and blend in with your surroundings. Y'all wouldn't realize it by hearing me talk on my YouTube, on my Facebook, but you wouldn't realize that I come from a corporate environment. You wouldn't realize that I used to work in the penthouse. Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter, the penthouse. John Mack. What's his name? Mr. Purcell. You wouldn't know that I was up in the penthouse in New York on 6th Avenue, Avenue of the Americas. You wouldn't know that because you hear me talk about my stripper days. When I came here to Atlanta, you hear me talk about recent shit. That done lost half my motherfucking vocabulary. Cussing and fucking dealing with niggas and bitches and bullshit and drama. But you wouldn't know. I never lived in no projects. We didn't grow up. We didn't have no money But my mother, we were on Section 8 for a while, I remember that much. But my mother always managed to keep us out of a certain environment. She tried her hardest. We went to Catholic school on a grant. She didn't have to pay for that shit. I remember there was a guy, it was Cuomo, Mario Cuomo. I think his name was Mario Cuomo. The father of these two Cuomos, these two crooks in New York right now, their father was a good man. My mother used to always talk about Cuomo. She went to his office, I never forget. We were in Queens. I was a little baby, but I remember her saying to like the neighbors how Mario Cuomo pushed her Section 8 voucher and gave her the apartments. So my mother kept us out of the ghetto because she knew how important it was to expose your kids to a certain environment. Fuck that. Why do you think I pay extra money to live in a better part of Atlanta? Because it was instilled in me. Your environment is everything. Why do you think my last baby, my daughter, she's now 17. She's living on the north side of town, doing well with her dad. Why do you think I let him raise her? I could have kept my daughter with me and collect child support. No, the most important thing to me was making sure my daughter has the best possible start and the best possible chance at life. And my ego had nothing to do with it. He was the better, stable, financially stable. Even when he wasn't financially stable, he was still more disciplined than me. He was still able to hold a job long enough until he can get to the next level. He was still able to hold it down long enough. He focused. He was more focused. He wasn't as scatterbrained. He was the better parent. And that was all that was important to me. Focus on what matters, which is you and your kids. Now, when your kids get a certain age, they turn to little bitches and bastards and they don't want to listen to you. That's another story. But while they're still kids, give them the best possible start. And if that start means not being with you, don't feel no shame in that. Fuck what people say. If people ain't putting food in your mouth and in your kid's mouth and paying your fucking bills, if people aren't doing that, their opinion is not important. It's null and void. It doesn't matter. But back to the job situation. Never, ever, ever do your job. But don't be a house nigga, because you can kiss all the ass you want at work. If it's owned by colonizers, you're either a field nigga or you're a house nigga, but you're still a nigga to them. Don't forget it. Because if you do forget it, I guarantee you, they will make sure they remind you.